There's an old saying that one picture's worth 1,000 words, which is a great relief when you have to stand in front of a group and communicate information to them, to train them. In fact, that old adage was coined in the days when there were only still pictures, but a carefully chosen still picture quite clearly conveys a strong message. Some people claim that they haven't the time to prepare proper training material, but ask yourself, in your role as a trainer, which would you rather be known as, the instructor who gets 10% of the message across, or the instructor whose delegates absorb nearer 90% of the general impressions to complex illustrations? They can be used to illustrate relationships, for example, between organizations, between physical materials. As a rule of thumb, to be visible, lettering on the screen should be at least 25 millimeters high for every 2 meters distance from the screen. Whatever the visual aid, there should be no distractions from the message to be communicated. If you want to make a particular point, remember, one picture is worth 1,000 words. When considering which training tools and visual aids to use, make sure that they are suitable. Course notes are often used as reference aids during the training session, and also as a subsequent retention item for each individual. At a more advanced level, they may take the form of reference manuals or handbooks and detailed workbooks. In some industries, the written training and reference manuals are brought together as standard operating procedures, or whatever the format. The near universal availability of computers or word processors means that even the simplest written training or operating documentation can be produced in-house to a professional standard. In the main, if the session is a low-key affair, then this type of training tool can be useful to provide an aid memoir or subject schedule. If so, it's best to prepare it before the event, neatly, with highlights clearly indicated, rather than in front of the group at a gallop, which presents an impression of rush and disorder. If the training session is to be repeated, it pays to have a very well-presented version, even produced by a professional studio. When flip charts or boards are used to produce, in their most basic form, by using a felt-tip pen directly onto the film. They're most commonly created by photocopying a page of typescript onto the transparency. If more advanced photographic or reproduction facilities are available, either in-house or from the vendor, then full-size color transparencies can give magnificent the overhead transparency, which makes it an invaluable training aid. It's ideally suited to illustrate flow diagrams, performance figures, systems, components, and the finished product. A wide range of accessories is available, which means that with a little thought and imagination, availability of automatic 35mm cameras, color slides are easy and inexpensive to make. With built-in flash and loaded with modern high-speed transparency film, they can be used most effectively to illustrate work practices. They can show before and after sequences, and the right way and the wrong way. One of the greatest benefits of electronic imaging is that it allows group participation for computer-based CD-ROM programs. Clearly, the future lies with this type of imaging, as it permits the preparation